The fact that Albert Lewis became as great a football player as he was defies logic. 832 tackles, 42 interceptions, 12.5 sacks, 13 forced fumbles, 13 fumble recoveries, and 2 touchdowns should not be possible for a man who had a torn hamstring, fractured ribs, and a shoulder injury. Oh, and by the way, in the midst of everything, his house burned down and he had to rebuild it. But we're getting ahead of ourselves. Let's start from the beginning. In the quiet town of Mansfield, Louisiana, on October 6, 1960, a legend was born. Albert Ray Lewis entered this world with nothing but potential in the guiding hand of his father, Brad. Little did anyone know that this child would grow to become one of the most dominant cornerbacks in NFL history, with a career spanning an incredible 16 seasons. The tall, lanky kid from DeSoto High School was about to rewrite what it meant to play the cornerback position. Brad Lewis instilled in his son a work ethic that would become the foundation of Albert's career. Every morning before the sun rose over Mansfield, young Albert was already training, pushing his body to limits that most couldn't comprehend. This relentless determination would transform him from a small-town athlete to a Division I prospect. By his senior year at DeSoto High, Albert had developed into a physical specimen, running the 100-meter dash in under 11 seconds and recording a vertical leap that left college scouts in awe. His performance earned him a scholarship to the legendary Grambling State University, where from 1979 to 1982, he would refine his craft under the tutelage of coaching giants. At Grambling State, Albert's reputation grew with each bone-crushing hit and each pass defended. Over his 4-year collegiate career, he amassed over 150 tackles and established himself as a shutdown corner who opponents feared to challenge. But tragedy struck during his junior year when his childhood home burned down, leaving his family displaced. Rather than allowing this devastation to derail his dreams, Albert channeled his pain into his play, recording his best collegiate season with 6 interceptions and returning to help rebuild his family's home during the offseason. The 1983 NFL Draft changed everything. When the Kansas City Chiefs selected Albert Lewis in the 3rd round as the 61st overall pick, they couldn't possibly have predicted the impact he would make. In his rookie season, Lewis hit the ground running, playing in all 16 games and recording 36 tackles and 4 interceptions for 42 yards, averaging 10.5 yards per interception return. While most rookies struggle to adapt to the speed of the professional game, Albert's natural athleticism, including his blistering 4.38 speed in the 40-yard dash, made the transition appear effortless. By his 3rd season in 1985, Lewis had cemented himself as a force to be reckoned with. That year marked his first NFL touchdown, along with 8 interceptions for 59 yards, 74 tackles, 1.5 sacks, a forced fumble, and a fumble recovery. His 35-inch arms and 6 feet 2 inches frame created a coverage radius that few receivers could overcome. During this period, Albert was averaging nearly 5 interceptions per season, a remarkable statistic that placed him among the elite defensive backs in the league. The 1986 season brought individual recognition when Lewis was named the Chiefs MVP after a dominant performance that included 69 tackles, 61 solo, 4 interceptions, 2 fumble recoveries, 1 sack, and a blocked punt. His special teams contribution was often overlooked, but Lewis would go on to block an astounding 11 kicks in his 11 seasons with Kansas City, a rate of 1 blocked kick per season that ranks among the highest in NFL history for defensive backs. From 1987 to 1990, Albert Lewis reached the pinnacle of his career, earning 4 consecutive Pro Bowl selections. During this golden period, he recorded 13 interceptions and consistently shut down the league's top receivers. His reputation had grown so formidable that quarterbacks began avoiding his side of the field entirely, the highest compliment a cornerback can receive. Together with Kevin Ross, Lewis formed one of the most feared cornerback tandems in NFL history, later recognized by NFL Network as one of the top 10 cornerback tandems of all time. The early 1990s brought new challenges. Injuries limited Lewis to just 8 games in 1991 and 9 games in 1992, threatening to derail a Hall of Fame trajectory. Many athletes would have succumbed to these setbacks, but Albert's perseverance, the same quality his father had instilled decades earlier, propelled him forward. He battled back in 1993 with one of his finest seasons, recording 6 interceptions for 61 yards and helping lead the Chiefs to the AFC Championship game. In that playoff run, Lewis added another 8 tackles and a crucial pass deflection that sealed a divisional round victory. After 11 remarkable seasons in Kansas City that included 38 interceptions, 5th highest in franchise history, 150 games played, and 128 starts, Lewis faced the uncertainty that comes with change. At 34 years old, an age when most cornerbacks have long retired, Albert took the ultimate risk by signing with the Los Angeles Raiders in 1994. Many considered it a desperate move by the Raiders and the final chapter of Lewis's career. They couldn't have been more wrong. Albert defied the odds and father time himself by playing 5 more productive seasons with the Raiders organization. During this second act, he recorded 277 tackles, 7 sacks, 4 interceptions, and 6 forced fumbles, proving that his exceptional conditioning and technique could overcome the inevitable decline in speed that comes with age. His versatility was on full display as he even transitioned to safety for certain packages, using his veteran knowledge to outwit receivers a decade younger than himself. The crowning moment of this late career renaissance came on November 1st, 1998. At 38 years and 26 days old, Lewis intercepted a pass against the Seattle Seahawks and returned it 74 yards for a touchdown, becoming the oldest player in NFL history to score a defensive touchdown at that time. Remarkably, this was his first and only interception return for a touchdown in his 16-year career, a statistical anomaly for a player with 42 career interceptions. After 16 seasons, 832 tackles, 42 interceptions, 12.5 sacks, 13 forced fumbles, 13 fumble recoveries, and 2 touchdowns, Albert Lewis retired from professional football following the 1998 season. But retirement didn't mean slowing down for Albert Lewis. In 1999, he made perhaps his boldest move yet, purchasing Greystone, a sprawling 320-acre horse ranch in Centerville, Mississippi. With no previous experience in ranch management, Lewis once again leaped into the unknown with the same fearlessness that characterized his playing career. Over the next 2 decades, he would transform Greystone into a successful operation while raising 3 children, including his son Julian, who followed in his father's footsteps as a defensive back for the University of New Mexico. The accolades continued long after his playing days. Lewis was named to the Chiefs' 25-year all-time team in 1987 and inducted into the Chiefs Hall of Fame on March 4, 2007. Perhaps most significantly in 2023, a quarter century after his retirement, Albert Lewis was named a finalist for the Pro Football Hall of Fame, a testament to his enduring legacy and impact on the game. From those early morning training sessions in Mansfield to the bright lights of the NFL and beyond, Albert Ray Lewis never stopped pushing boundaries and redefining what was possible, both on and off the field.